Marley from the Energy Boutique with your energy forecast for Monday, May 30th. So welcome to our new moon in Gemini day. Monday is ruled over by the moon, and to have a new moon on a Monday, you best believe is setting us up for a brand new system, a brand new cycle, a brand new chapter. If you haven't listened to the astro forecast that I put out for this moon event, I'm going to recommend that you go do that. We do a deep dive into all the different aspects, into the energy, into what we can expect from this new moon in Gemini. If you haven't downloaded your moon guide, I'm going to recommend you do that too, and dive into the shadow work that you got to do in order to purge, in order to release, in order to identify what it is that you're no longer willing to tolerate, what it is you're no longer attached to, what it is that you're no longer willing to experience. And from that, of course, the moon guide will help you build a framework of brand new intentions to focus on, as that's how we plant the seeds under this new moon energy. We have 7 different aspects taking place here today, and all of them involve the moon. Another validation point that this new moon in Gemini is definitely bringing in a fresh energy, a brand new beginning, a brand new initiation, if you will. Even though Mercury, its ruler, is retrograde, there's a lot going on within us. The seed gets planted in our mental plane, in our heart space, before we get to go ahead and bring it to life in our physical realm. Right out of the gate, we have the moon in Gemini making a very positive aspect with Neptune. Neptune is in Pisces. It rules over our intuition, our higher self, our dreams, our creativity, our healing. And this is a beautiful energy because we get to grasp a dream, a vision, a goal. We get to hold on to that in our head space, in our heart space. We bring it down into the lower level intellect that Mercury and Gemini rule over in order for us to begin to articulate within ourselves what it is that we have to do, the logic, the practical, strategic, and calculated steps that we have to put together in our mind space, so that when the universe gives us the green light go ahead to actually take action and move forward, we're not going to be wasting any time. We're not going to be wasting energy at all. We are going to beeline to make up for this lost time and actually bring some of these elements to life. 7:30 a.m. we have the moon conjunct the sun. This is what gives us our new moon in Gemini. Again, the astro forecast is going to go on a rant and help you kind of explore what this particular new moon is all about, what the Gemini energy is all about, where we're gaining clarity, where we're opening up our mind to new ways of doing things, and of course, get you prepared for the new beginning, for the new chapters that we're about to jump into. The moon is going to take a little bit of a pause. We have this new moon peaking at 7:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. It goes all day with no aspects until about 4:12 p.m. So very much the waking part of the day is very focused on letting this new energy settle in. Now, 4:12 p.m., we have the moon bumping into Pluto in not the nicest way. Reason being is we need a little bit of tension, we need a little bit of inner conflict, we need that little bit of pressure in order for us to actually make the changes that we have to make. Pluto is a great transformer. He's retrograde in Capricorn, trying to show us where in the past we failed ourselves, where in the past we allowed our self-sabotaging, self-destructive thoughts, narratives, and behaviors to really get in our way. Why do we need to know this? Well, because the moon in Gemini, again, Gemini energy likes to debate 2 very extreme points of view, polarized opinions, polarized thoughts. We have to kind of work in those extremes in order to find a middle ground. Now, the moon in Gemini that rules over our emotions, we are curious. We are looking for new methods. We are looking to land our heart space on a certain decision that we've been debating between. Now, the moon bumping into Pluto in this way is really going to help us process past events, where it is that we failed to advocate for ourselves, where it is that we've given our power away to other people, so that we have this realization, we can bring it from our unconsciousness into our conscious awareness so that we will not make those same mistakes again. Fast forward 4 hours, we have the moon sextile Chiron. This is a good energy. This is an aha moment, recognizing where it is that, yeah, we have some wounds to heal, but this particular aspect is providing us with solutions, giving us a totally different perspective to work with, totally different understanding. Again, the Gemini energy is processing all of these details, all of these thoughts and ideas and emotions at a very, very fast rate. That's why we're having a lot of pressure in our heads. If you haven't listened to this week's ascension forecast, I'm going to recommend that you do so that you understand the physical symptoms that are taking place in your physical body because of the energy popping off in the cosmos. Only 20 minutes after this little epiphany of healing, we have the moon bumping into Jupiter in a very positive way. Jupiter is shining a bright light on our growth, where it is that we are pushing past the old attachments, the old narratives, the old thoughts, the old feelings, and where it is that, because Jupiter is in Aries, we are cutting the cord with that state of paralysis, and we are only looking forward. We are mustering up the courage and the bravery in order to be bold, to go after what it is that we want. We are focused on new realities. We want more in our life. That's what Jupiter highlights, what we want more of. And right now, we are doing the inner realm work that we need in order to get on the right page with our heart, with our head, because that is step number one before we can go ahead and actually take a physical action, make a physical move on the path that we need to be following right now in order to bring our new dreams, our new vision to life. The moon is going to bump into Uranus in not the nicest way. This is going to be an outside trigger, an outside activation, creating a little bit of chaos, a little bit of confusion, mostly to do with the information that we are now bringing in. Why? Because people in our lives are showing us their true colors. Situations are unfolding so that we see things for the way that they are instead of the way that we wish that they would be. This Uranian energy is the great awakener. It likes to shake us up. It likes to provide us with a total shift in perspective, an aha moment. And at this particular point in time, these situations are popping off in order for us to realize where we need a little bit more freedom, where we need to detach from people, places, identities, and things in order for us to be a little bit more independent. We need to figure out what it is that we need, what it is we desire, what it is that we want in our lives, especially where personal relationships are concerned. And sometimes we need ugliness to appear in order for us to gain the perspective and clarity of what it is that we will not be settling for. Again, another reason why I create the moon guides. We have to identify the darkness, the not so nice thoughts and feelings. We have to identify where it is that we're uncomfortable, where it is that we're not satisfied in order to create the framework on what it is that we need to move closer to. Please do the work. It is absolutely necessary to do the dark work in order to stand in the light. We are going to wrap the day up with the moon making a very positive interaction with Mars. Mars, of course, the god of war, ruling over our physical energy, our drive, our passion, even our anger. He is in Aries energy, his place of power, his place of comfort. He had this beautiful aspect with Jupiter just yesterday, reigniting the spark, reigniting the flame, really showing a new level of excitement, new level of passion, of desire, of enthusiasm, willing now to take risks in order to get what it is that we want. Now, let me just say this. The moon in Gemini is a mental energy. It is an air energy. It is also very dualistic, again, exploring the extremes in order for us to find a middle ground. Mars in Aries is a fire energy. And again, you got to have the analogy of a campfire. Too many thoughts, too much bouncing around, too many scattered type of situations going on in the mental plane, that is oxygen. And if we are bouncing all around and bouncing from one thing to the next and not having the focus, the concentration needed in order to complete a thought, we are going to burn ourselves out mentally, and we are going to exhaust ourselves energetically, emotionally, and spiritually. The whole goal here is to balance our physical urges, our impulses, our passions, our desires with the correct train of thought that's actually going to be productive enough to come up with a strategy, with a plan on how it is that we are going to exert ourselves in the correct way in order to actually gain a little bit of traction on the path that we now wish to pursue. What I will say to you, because we're in a new moon, dark phase of the moon, there's no light in the sky. We have to sit in our funk. We have to sit in our darkness. That's why we got to do the shadow work. That's why I recommend you download your moon guide. What I will also say is that this could turn ugly very quick because we're very shaky, we're very unstable, and what we could find is projecting our anger and frustration for things not going as fast as we would like onto the world, onto the undeserving people in our lives. The frustration, the anger, the agitation, the irritability is the darker shadow side of Mars being in Aries. Mars in Aries just wants to take action, wants to make up for lost time, wants to see productivity, wants to see progress. At what cost? Well, Mars would prefer just to take action for the sake of taking action, not really concerned about the consequences, but we're too intelligent for that at this point. And this Gemini energy that we're sitting in needs us to be mentally stable, mentally focused, mentally sure with the logical, practical steps that we are going to need to take in order to actually achieve our goal. That can create some frustration, that can create some irritability because many of us want our dream reality yesterday. So be very careful as you navigate the energy of the day. New moons are always a little bit trivial to kind of get grounded and feel safe and stable and secure in, but we do have to ride the wave.